أشياء صحافة كلا جديسان ما أنت هالك النجلا سو قيب قلي لما أنت وانا السلام سلام كدب سيدا عادة أنك النوع شركة استوى أنفران إنه وحامهين إن أنكفر إنه أيضا أفرانك كريمك وحانا النوع أخري دونا الشيخ أحمد محمد دقحتور.
أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم. وعباد الرحمن الذين يمشون على الأرض هونا وإذا خاطبهم الجاهلون قالوا سلاما والذين يبيتون لربهم سجدا وقياما والذين يقولون ربنا اصرف عنا عذاب جهنم إن عذابها كان غراما إنها ساءت مستقرا ومقاما والذين إذا أنفقوا لم يسرفوا ولم يقتروا وكان بين ذلك قواما صدق الله العظيم.
بارك الله فيك. شركنا waxaa inoo furay aayadaha qur-aanka kariimka ah anigoo ku hadlaya magaca community-ga Northampton iyo guddiga qabanqaabada shirkan waxaan mar labaad idinka mahadcelinayaa ajiibka aad soo ajiibteen. magaalada Northampton haddaan warbixin yar idinka siiyo waa magaalo iska yar laakiin ka fiican magaalooyinka waaweyn ee Soomaalidu ku kala qaybsan tahay qabaa'ilka ee Soomaalidu ku kala qaybsan tahay qaramada waa magaalo isku duuban isku xidhan wax walbana wadaagta. shirkeenu maanta laba qodob buu ku saabsan yahay. labada qodob waxa weeye qaraxii ka dhacay magaalada Muqdisho ee Soobe inkastoo ay qaraxyo badan ka dambeeyeen qaraxaas waxa ku dhintay 400 oo qof oo Soomaaliyeed oo 1 second aan ku weynay inaan ka tacsiyeyno iyo dhacdadii foosha xumayd mudane cabdikariin sheekh muuse qalbi dhagax ee dowladda Soomaaliyeed ugu dhiibtay dalka Ethiopia. shirkani sidaas buu noogu furnaanayaa waxaa inoo xidhiidhin doona wixii hadda ka dambeeya oo aan ku wareejin doonaa mudane mujaahid sheekh Ibrahim oo inoo daadihin doona shirka qaybta ka hadhay. de waxaan idin leeyahay soo dhawaada dhammaantiin. Assalamu alaykum wa rahmatullah.
Thank you, Mr. Abdullahi. And we need to go move forward because we have got very short time, limited time. And the mayors of Northampton, we say again, thank you very much. You came early. We are expecting the Somali community to come early, but you came early. So, anyway, we say thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yeah. I would like to call the first and foremost, Mrs. Muna. Muna, she is the Somali community councillor in Northampton. Muna, she is the one who organized this wonderful meeting today, and she is the key organizer for this meeting today. Without Muna, really, we can't have such kind of opportunity. She was working very hard for the last 3 weeks. Muna, she was sending a lot of message to the medias, to the mayors, to the MPs, in order to raise and say something about Somali issues. So Muna, she's always front line about Somali issues. So Muna, welcome to say something about the meeting today.
Thank you. Thank you. Hi. So salam alaikum, everybody that is here. First of all, I would like to thank you for accepting my invitation to come. My good friends, my mayor and his wife, Terry, and also Councillor Davenport, Julie Davenport. As my colleague said, obviously he's put this issue, this was a huge issue that's obviously laying for the Somali community, and sadly it was really, really disappointing that the news wasn't picking up anything on this, which was really, really disappointing. Now, obviously it's 14th of October, it marks a really, really sad day for Somalia, and unfortunately still does, because obviously we've lost loved ones, we've lost families, friends, and etc. But obviously, up till now, we cannot, identify how many people we have lost. The death toll was, the last time I checked, it was about 500, but obviously it has probably risen. The saddest thing is, obviously, you see children and mothers that are mostly, these are the future of Somalia, and obviously our future that we were depending on. Obviously, it's sadly to say that obviously they've all gone. We have not found out a reason. Somebody has not claimed as yet why this horrific attack has happened, because honestly, it's just really, really has been devastating amongst the whole Somalian community. And I think, the wonderful thing that we could have done only was to get together and, stand in solidarity with him, with Mogadishu, and obviously, do fundraising. That's the only thing that we could have helped back home. And I think, us in Northampton, and I think a part of whole of the England, and I'm presuming somewhere else as well in the countries, have come together and put, fundraisers, emergency fundraising together, and help those people that obviously are injured, or those that have lost loved ones, and obviously to carry on with their future, really, as sad as it is. Now, my part as here in Northampton, as a councillor, it's not only to represent my community, but it's also to raise issues like this as well, because it's really important for me to be recognised. This has to be, picked up on somehow. And like I said, the first night that it happened, and as soon as I triggered, I was really, really fuming with the news, and with it was sad to see that nobody has picked up on it. So as soon as, obviously, we contacted some of the, the BBC, the radios and stuff like that to mention things like this, it was rapidly picked up, which is really good. And like I said, this has just been put under the carpet, but unfortunately there are a lot of people that have lost their lives, and it was really, really important for people to honestly highlight it. Only solidarity that we wanted. We didn't want anything else, to be recognized like the whole world. If things happen in other parts of the world, that they get recognized. So why not Mogadishu? So I think this was very important, and I thank Mustafa again, to set up this emergency meeting, really, event, to stand up in solidarity within our community, for our people back home, and those that have lost, people. We give your condolences, but those that are injured, really injured, I hope you recover really well, and all we can say is just all the best. Thank you. And may I also, after my speech, I've been asked to welcome my good friend, the Mayor of Northampton, Gareth Eels, if you want to say a few words.
Okay, thank you, Muna, and thank you for your kind invitation. It's important that I attended this event because obviously, as the mayor in Northampton, we've got a big Somali community in Northampton, and it's absolutely right that the First Citizen stands in solidarity with that community. It was Muna that contacted me and brought to my attention what happened on the 14th of October. As the Mayor of Northampton, what I did was I wrote a letter to the Somali ambassador offering my solidarity and condolences, and that was the right thing to do. But I am slightly angry as well, because whenever we have, and these atrocities happen all over the world, they happen in America, they happen in France, they happen on the streets of the UK. When that happens, we'll have the London Eye turned a different colour, the Eiffel Tower be turned a different colour, the Empire State Building, but yet the hypocrisy of the press, there's silence when it happens in Somalia. How many Somalis have got to die before the press take that issue seriously? And I find that reprehensible, frankly. So I am here today as the Mayor of Northampton, and also here as a human being. This is something that's happening all over the world, and I don't see why it should mean less if it happens in one country than another. So I'm proud to stand here as the Mayor of Northampton and offer my support and solidarity. I mean, I'll be honest with you, I don't know a tremendous amount about Somalia. I've got lots of friends that are Somali, and I have the pleasure of working with Councillor Carley. I've got a number of work colleagues in my professional life that are Somali, but I don't really know. All I know is that there's a humanitarian crisis, and I look forward to learning more about that, and anything further I can do to support you in the community, I'll be more than happy to do that. But thank you very much for your invitation. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
And the second one is Councillor Jaaliyadda. Yes.
Thank you. I would like to reiterate everything that Gareth has said, and I'm just so grateful to Muna of highlighting this dreadful atrocity that happened on the 14th of October. Oh, by the way, I'm a councillor, a county councillor and a borough councillor covering Delapre, Briar Hill and Rushmere in Northampton. And I'm luckily able to say that I work alongside Muna and also the Mayor and Mayoress. And I just want to say how really, really sorry I am as to what has happened in your country. And like Gareth said, anywhere else in the world it would be big news. But we didn't hear anything at all until Muna brought this to our attention. And it's not only the people that were killed, it's all those that are injured, probably severely for the rest of their lives. And it's all of their families that get really badly affected by an incident like this for the rest of their lives and over the generations. And it also gives you that sense of fear. I remember, when it happened in London, I thought, I daren't go to London now. It does something to you, and it just affects everybody. And makes you much more wary about going places. I mean, I still try to be brave and go places, but there's still a part of me that won't go to certain places now because it has impacted me in that way. So I can't imagine how it's impacted all of you, because you've all, I'm sure, got families, friends and loved ones over there that are now not only living with injury, but also living in fear that something like this could happen again. So, as I say, my heartfelt condolences to all of you, and thank you again for inviting us.
Thank you. We call mayors for Trace Elias.
Thank you very much for the invite today. So I'm Councillor Terry Eales. I stand as a borough councillor as well as the mayoress. And I'm here today in solidarity with the Somali community. I won't speak for very long because everybody's covered everything. I stand completely with what Gareth, Julie and Muna have already said. It is absolutely abhorrent that it's not something that has been in the news more. 500 people that have died, or if not more. That should be big news. That should be something on the front pages of all the newspapers. It should be something that we're all standing up in arms about. If this had been something that had happened in Paris, we'd have had minute silences across the country. As Gareth said, the Eiffel Tower would have been changed colour along with the London Eye. We all need to remember that we're all part of the human race, and we all need to stand together. Thank you very much, and thank you for the invite, and I stand in solidarity.
We got Rajal and Chris. Rajal and Chris, they're working very closely with Northampton Police. They work in Northampton community. They've been working for the last 5 years, so they're very good friends with the Somali community. And really, we need all to say thank you very much, Rajal and Chris.
Myself and Christian over there are the community engagement officers for the police, and our role is to link in with minority communities and faith groups. I know the Home Office did some research a few years ago, and out of the 43 forces over the country, Northamptonshire is one of the 11 that has a very significant Somali community, and we understand the importance of engaging with that community, and they've always been very supportive of the work that we do. I think we're very conscious that things that happen here in Northampton and in the county, but also nationally and internationally, affect the community very closely. So it's important for us to keep the links with the community, and people like Mustafa come to us quite frequently and try and support the community. So if you've got any concerns, or we just reiterate, please let us know. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Now we go for our fifth speaker, Ugbad. She's she's a graduate university for Birmingham. She's activist for human rights. So Ugbad, now we are giving opportunity to say something from the meeting. Ugbad.
Hi everybody. Firstly, thank you for inviting me. I'm not an extraordinary speaker or anything. I'm not a guest speaker. I'm just a Somali individual living in the UK who, as everybody else said, is in solidarity with the people of Somalia, whether they're here or back home, and with the recent tragedies that have been happening a bit more so. I've been asked to kind of just highlight a little bit... Sorry? That's fine. So I've been asked to talk a little bit about the extraordinary refoulement of Qeybti. What am I doing? Carry on? Do I need both or just the one? Okay. All right. I've been asked to talk a little bit about Qeybti Dagah, also known as Abdikarim Sheikh Musa. He was a Somali citizen that was extradited illegally to Ethiopia. This was back in August. I had a little presentation prepared, but I don't think... Oh, maybe it is working. No, it's not. That's not my computer. On the 23rd of August, Mr. Abdikarim Sheikh Musa, also known as Qeybti Dagah by most Somalis, was detained by security forces in Galkaya, which is in the Galmudug state of Somalia. He was then transported to Mogadishu before being extradited to Ethiopia. Now, why is this a big deal? It's been called an extraordinary refoulement because it has no legal basis and it took place under no legal machinery. The reason that it is illegal, it infringed upon multiple articles of the Somali constitution, which state that any Somali citizen, regardless of where they're from, has the right to live in Somalia without fear of being extradited. It also infringes on the UN Convention relating to refugees, which was set out in Article 33 back in 1951, which states that no contracting state shall expel or return a refugee in any manner to the frontiers of territories where his life or freedom will be threatened on account of his race, religion, nationality, or political opinion. Now, Mr. Abdikarim said before that he's a Somali national, but why is this a big deal? He's a political refugee who's been residing in Mogadishu. He was a veteran, as Mustafa said earlier, of the Somali National Army. He's a member of the Ogaden National Liberation Front, the ONLF, which is where it kind of comes in. So Mr. Musa escaped Ethiopia, seeking refuge in Somalia after many of his family members were tortured and wantonly killed by the TPLF. Can you hear me better than that? Sorry. TPLF-led Ethiopian regime. So what the Somali government did was they kind of handed Mr. Abdikarim in such a manner to an enemy state. It was inhumane, unconstitutional, and questioned Somalia's legitimacy and sovereignty as a state. Now, the President Mohammed Abdullahi Mohammed Farmajo, with the aid of the Prime Minister Hassan Ali Khaire and the head of the National Intelligence and Security Agency, NISA, known as Abdullahi Mohammed Ali Sambaloshe, they've now become, the President Farmajo has now become the first Somali president to deport a Somali citizen from their state to a foreign state. He's still not spoken about it. The head of the NISA, the National, the National Intelligence and Security Agency of Somalia, has since resigned. No one's saying anything on the matter, and Mr. Qeybti Dagah is still under Ethiopian imprisonment. Post the extradition of Mr. Qeybti Dagah, the government and Ethiopian regime resorted to cheap propaganda stunt, claiming that he was an Ethiopian citizen looking for an Ethiopian passport. He decided he wanted to go to Ethiopia willingly without anybody forcing him. I mean, his family's not had contact with him, so obviously that's not true. They've also said that he's got links with Al-Shabaab, and because he's part of the ONLF, he is a terrorist. There was a lot of outrage by the Somali population back in Somalia and here as well, because this is an unprecedented thing. No one's ever been extradited without a tribunal, without a trial, without any legal matters or manners being followed. And post the public uproar, we've had a committee of parliamentary lawmakers sit down, and just yesterday they concluded that, firstly, the ONLF is not a terrorist group and not a threat to Somalia's security. They, as parliamentary lawmakers, were unaware of the incident, so it took place without them knowing, and the transfer was illegal, which is good news because it means people in Parliament are finally on the public side. It also highlights the fraudulent method taken by the government in this transfer. If the parliamentary makers weren't aware, then obviously there must have been a hush-hush deal, and it kind of questions all the underlying dealings between the Somali government and the Ethiopian regime. I mean, it's not the first time that the TPLF-led Ethiopian government has tried to kidnap ONLF members. In 2014, there were peace talks in Nairobi between the ONLF prominent members and the Ethiopian government, and Ethiopian intelligence kind of stepped in and kidnapped two of the members. They were later released on the request of Kenyan. On the request of the Kenyan government, but in this case we haven't had such luck, so it's up to the public to carry on this fight for now. I just wanted to conclude with solidarity with Somalia means solidarity with all of its people, and it includes when it is just the one person that something's happening to. And for a Somali national to be handed over to a foreign state with no trial or legal precedence is historical, and it's not something that we should be overlooking. Pressure from the public garnered a parliamentary committee to look into the case, but we can't stop there. We can't stop until he's free. And finally, I just wanted to finish it with saying that it's not wrong to criticize our leaders. For any democratic country and a democratically elected leader, we as citizens have rights to question why and how they do stuff. And I just wanted to conclude by saying, in the slogan of our recently elected president, Danta, Dalka, Datka Yedinta. Thank you very much. Mustafa's just got a video to hopefully explain what I was trying to say a bit better and with some visual aid. If you could just watch that. Thank you.
ka qayb gal oo ra'yigaaga ku biiri HANOOLAATO si aad u hesho muuqaallo cusub fadlan subscriber noqo mahadsanid